Hey guys, it's Nick here. It's Sunday morning. There's a blizzard outside. It's quiet. I've been trying to shoot this video for probably like 2 weeks now, and I finally got the time to sit down and shoot it for you. And I'm really excited about the video. The topic is, of course, my complete guide to money manifesting. My goal in this video is to help you solve this money thing once and for all. This is the one thing that everybody wants the most. And most people just keep getting it wrong. Most people will probably never get it right. And in this video, I want to help you change that. I want to help as many people as possible change that. So what I'm sharing with you today is the three absolute most important key points around money. The three key points that if you get all three of these key points right, you will experience a positive shift in your money manifesting. And I'm also going to be sharing with each one of these three key points a specific process that addresses that key point. So as you go through these three key points, make sure you go through all three. You'll probably identify one that stands out the most for you, and then your goal is to then implement the process that goes along with that key point, so that you experience a positive money manifestation shift. Now, if you're new to my work, a little bit about me. I've been in the Apex Nut Hot Seat 9 times, and when it comes to money, I've manifested a seven-figure amount of money through a tech acquisition years ago, applying, law of attraction principles. So, if you're wondering why should I listen to this guy, well, I've done it, and I've helped lots of clients do it, and I want to help you too. So, how big is this money topic? Well, I'm getting over 25 emails a day. From people asking, how do I manifest more money? In my free e-course, I got 2,500 signups last month. We're going to hit 5,000 this month. And in that e-course, there's a survey asking people, what's at the top of your manifestation list. And last time I checked, 81% of people had money as the number one desire. So that's how big this money thing is. Let's create a big shift for you. Let's create a big shift for everybody. And let's dive in. So, three key points. Key point number one is about understanding that the manifestation game, no matter what the topic is a game of focus on absence or presence, because vibration is binary. So what that means is you're always tuning into either the absence of a desire or the presence of the desire. So every time you notice absence of that thing you want, you're activating the vibration of lack of that thing that you want, and you're propagating that cycle. You're adding more momentum to that cycle. Every time you notice presence of that thing that you want, then you are adding positive momentum to that vibration, to bringing that into your physical reality. So manifestation is literally a game of focus and a game of practicing absence or presence. Now, when it comes to money, what happens is most people are practicing the vibration of absence of money. And it makes sense, because how often does money come in versus how often does money go out, right? Money goes out much more often than money coming in. So we are naturally observing lack money versus presence versus arrival of money. So to compound that, you also need to understand that you are always pre-paving your future reality. Every word you speak, every thought you think is pre-paving the physical reality that's coming towards you. So every time you think the thought, I don't have the money for that, you are propagating that cycle. Every time you are thinking the thought, how do I make more money show up? How do I make more money show up? You are adding energy to the vibration of the money is missing, the money is not here, which propagates that cycle. So I would say most people who are in lack of money, in absence of money, who are not manifesting enough money, are probably dominantly practicing the lack of money versus presence of money. Okay? So that's the first key point. Now, the process. How do you counter activating the vibration of lack? Well, one, it's notice it as infrequently as possible, right? Get your attention off of lack and onto presence. Now, one of the processes we came up with a couple of weeks ago in the collective, which I'm not a big fan of processes because I'm more a fan of practicing vibration and consistency, but this process is actually quite amazing and really good for the topic of money. So what you do is you take 3 glass jars. In each of these glass jars, and you can do it with 5 jars if you want, but I said 3. So grab 3 glass jars, and I call this the 3-jar process. And in each one of these jars, fill it with money. Doesn't matter if you fill it with nickels, dimes, quarters, $100 bills. Fill each of these jars with money and label each of these jars with "I am surrounded with money and wealth." And then what you do is place these jars in different areas of your home, in different rooms where you'll notice it often. So what happens is every time you step into that room and you notice that jar, you're noticing the money. You're affirming, "I am surrounded by money." So essentially what you're doing is you're countering that vibration of noticing lack of money with the opposite, which is noticing presence of money. And the more you can do that while staying off the topic of noticing lack of money, the more it's going to shift your vibration in the right direction. So that was the first key point, the first process. Second key point, the vibration of money, the emotion of money is the emotion of freedom. Okay? And remember, your attraction point is not only where you're putting your focus, but it's the perspectives you choose and the emotions that you're feeling. So if you are dominantly in a vibration, an emotional state of feeling stuck, you cannot manifest money because money is the vibration of freedom. Your physical reality is reflecting back to you a physical reality that represents the emotions you're feeling. So lower back is typically, so if you have a lot of lower back issues, that's typically an indication that you're practicing the vibration of stuckness, of powerlessness. So if you recognize and notice that you are frequently in the vibration of feeling stuck, of feeling powerless, then it's very, very difficult to manifest money because money is the opposite. Because when you have lots of money, how do you feel? You feel empowered, you feel free, right? Those are two opposing vibrations, right? So in order to let money in, to be in the receiving mode for money, you want to be practicing the vibration of freedom. Now, what's the process to allow you to practice that vibration of freedom? Well, there's 2 different things you can do. One, clearing work around that vibration of stuckness. That's actually the topic for a call in the collective next week. So if you're a collective member, make sure you get into that call because we're going to be doing some clearing work and exploring how to clear these vibrations. The other thing that you can do is practice the vibration of freedom. When you wake up in the morning, consciously choose to spend your day practicing the vibration of freedom or the vibration of wealth. So, for example, you don't have to practice the vibration of freedom on the topic of money. You can practice the vibration of freedom on any topic, and practicing that emotion of freedom is going to carry over to your finances. For example, you have the freedom to go for a walk, the freedom to go get a glass of water, the freedom of speech. So in any way you can practice and acknowledge the freedoms that you do have and feel that freedom, tune into that freedom. That's going to allow you to practice the vibration of freedom, and that feeling is going to carry over to the vibration of wealth. So that was my second key point, second process. Now, the third key point, and this is my favorite, and this is quite potentially the most important of all 3 key points, is you don't need to figure out the money. You don't need to manifest the money directly. Money's not your concern. You want to allow money to become a cooperative component. It's about understanding that the desire that you have, if you can become a vibrational match to that desire, you must experience that desire regardless of how much money is in your bank account. In my upcoming book, one of the quotes that I have is, "Money is not the enabler of circumstance, your vibration is." So what that means is, let's say you want to spend a month in Hawaii, okay? This represents a month in Hawaii. And if you become a vibrational match to that experience, it doesn't matter what's in your bank account because the money has to show up. The cooperative components needed for this experience, no matter what that experience is, need to show up. And if money is required to experience this and you become a vibrational match to this, the money has to manifest. And the mistake most people are making is they're like, oh, I want to go to Hawaii. Okay, so first step, I need the money. They try manifesting the money. But in trying to manifest the money, they're not building momentum to the desire, to the trip. They're not allowing themselves to become a vibrational match to it, right? So the key is get out of needing or trying to manifest money. Understand that the money will show up on its own as a cooperative component if you give the money a reason to manifest and you allow yourself to become a vibrational match to that reason. Right? Very simple. Now, the way you do that is identify the desire, trip to Hawaii, a lifestyle where you have more relief, whatever that desire is, identify the desire, get clear, get specific on what that desire looks like, identify how you would feel, what that imprint feels like if you had that desire now, and then your goal is to practice that imprint. It's to embody that feeling. It's to be that person now until that desire shows up, while in parallel to that, staying off the topic of the money, right? Practice the presence of money with that 3-jar process. Practice the feeling of freedom, the feeling of being wealthy, regardless of the money circumstance. And by combining these 3 elements, then you are absolutely on your path to money manifestation success. So I hope this was useful for you. I would love it if you dropped a comment. Let me know which of these 3 key elements, these 3 points, felt the most relevant for you. Was it all of them? Was it one specific one? And let me know if you're going to practice, the process. How much are you going to implement, what I just taught you? So again, let me know. I would love to find out. And of course, if you're not in my free e-course, get in it. There's a link in the description. If you want to level up even more, get into the collective. There's a link in the description. And other than that, I'm wishing you the best 2020 ever, an amazing decade filled with lots of joy, lots of abundance, and of course, lots of money. That's it. And ciao for now.